Specular reflectance. This technique is mostly used for the identification of the opaque or translucent gems. Instead of passing through the stone, the infrared beam is reflected by its surface, and the unique absorption pattern displayed in the area of the spectrum between 400 and 2000 cm-1, the so-called fingerprint zone, allow for its identification. Jade absorbs infrared radiation, so it's sometimes very difficult to get an FTIR absorption spectrum in transmission mode, especially for thick pieces. These two samples are both claimed to be jadeite, and we will use the specular reflectance mode to find out if this is true. Click on Autoscan. It's always worth to remember that before to run any scan, we must be sure the sample stage is positioned at the correct height for having the maximum signal efficiency. Please refer to the video number 1 for the procedure of the sample stage height adjustment. Now click on the R button, Specular Reflectance. The software will perform the background spectrum. Open the sample chamber and position the stone on the sampling stage. Close the sample chamber and click on Continue. Now, since the beam is focused on the sample stage and our stone is upon it, we must adjust the height in order to make the beam to be reflected by the surface of the stone. We will now then turn the knob counterclockwise to lower the sample. This is a manual procedure, and to realize when we reach the best height, we should focus on the fingerprint zone of the spectrum. As we turn the knob, we will see peaks rising. We must stop then when we reach the maximum value and then click on Ready. The unit will now perform the scan. What you see here is the specular reflectance fingerprint spectrum of this stone. As you may notice, the most evident peaks are showing up in the fingerprint area. Click on Drift Library. From the Group menu, we will select Specular Reflectance Spectra, and then search against the library. This is definitely nephrite jade. Let's put the other stone on the sample stage. We don't need to run again the autoscan, since the background spectrum can work for this sample as well. This stone has a different thickness than the previous one, so we must adjust the height again. Click on Adjust and repeat the procedure already described for getting the maximum signal. Now click on Scan Sample. We have our spectrum. Let's search again in the library. This is indeed jadeite jade. Identification of black stones is often complicated with traditional gemological tests, especially when they are small. This sample is not flat, so we need another stage to position it to expose the table for reflecting the beam. This accessory keeps the sample in place by blue tack and can accommodate even stones of big dimensions. Let's insert the sample stage with the stone in the sample chamber. After adjusting the height of the stage, click on Scan Sample. And once the spectrum shows up, let's search in the library. This is a black spinel. As a last example of the efficiency of the specular reflectance method, we will test a light blue opaque stone claimed to be turquoise. Again, this sample is of different thickness compared to the one we tested previously, so we will quickly adjust the height of the stage as we have learned before. See the peak rising until it reaches the maximum value. And then click on Scan Sample. Now we can open the turquoise menu and run the specific application. As you can see here, the spectrum of our stone matches the reference of natural turquoise, and details are displayed, including the possible polymer treatment. If we want to visually check the reference samples of its simulant, we can just click on names and their spectra will superimpose the one of our stone, as you can see here. And then we can zoom in the details. One last important remark before to go. Diamond does not feature any FTIR reflectance peak, so it cannot be tested by using this sampling method.
Thank you for watching this video. For more information about our spectrometers, please visit our website. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to contact us at info@gemoraman.com.